Hello and welcome again to the White Rabbit YouTube channel. In today's episode, we are reviewing the previous episode, Nigeria's Forbidden History, as well as reviewing Fairies of the World that totally flopped last time, and that's why I'm back here, not at the other location. So, anyway, Nigeria's Forbidden History, Fairies of the World. I'll be introducing more fairies from around the world and talking about the comments and upcoming episodes. And yeah, so to start things off, let's recap the Nigeria Forbidden History. All right, so we've got the Benin Walls, the longest structure ever built on Earth, destroyed by the British in 1897. And that's when they discovered some non human remains in the walls, as well as the star map etched on black rock. And then there's the giant Agogwi of Iluru Cave, which was dated to 13,000 years ago, and the bones don't resemble any kind of human. Oh, lost the connection. Okay, I'll restart. Hello again, and welcome to the White Rabbit YouTube channel. I don't know why it always does that. It's, at least in this location, it tells me when it doesn't work. At the other one, it didn't say anything at all. It was a big waste. But anyway, starting over, Welcome to the White Rabbit YouTube channel. In today's episode, we're reviewing the previous episode, Nigeria's Forbidden History, as well as reviewing Fairies of the World that totally flopped the last time. So in this episode, we're going to review those two episodes, as well as I will be introducing a lot more fairies from around the world, as well as going over the comments of both episodes and talking about upcoming episodes. Reconnecting again. Says, warning, your connection is unstable. Please wait while we try to reconnect. So I'm just going to keep going. Oh, I forgot. Anyway, let's just keep going. All right. So, yeah. The Benin Walls, the longest structure ever built on Earth, destroyed by the British when they invaded in 1897. And during their invasion, when they stole or took, as they always do, the artifacts of each location, this case was the Benin bronzes, but they also systematically destroyed the Benin Walls or the Benin Moat. And in that process, that's when they came across the remains of non-human beings, because they were like super tall skeletal bones. I think they were 10 meters, 3 meters, 10 meters. I forgot. 10 meters, let's say 10 meters. Seems about right. Anyway, and they also found the etchings of the star maps in the mounds as well. And we also have Agagui, the giant of Iwo Iluru Cave, which was dated to 13,000 years ago. And it did not resemble a human, and also the bones were too big to be human. We have Oke Idanre, the Forbidden Mountain, which is a potential alien base, portal, or stargate. And the radioactive isotopes were found near the peak of the mountains, exactly the same as in the Falcon Lake incident UFO that left behind radioactive isotopes that I talked about a long time ago. And then energy fields and electronic disruptions, time slips, glowing lights, shadowy figures emerging in and out of interdimensional portals like the one at Osan Osogbo Sacred Grove, a UNESCO World Heritage Site today, but in the past it was only accessible to the high priestesses because it's an interdimensional gateway. All right. So yeah, that kind of covers the Nigeria. For the fairies of the world, it started off with the Hoodle folk, the hidden folk of Iceland, and a few stories of children going into the mounds and coming back a long time later, which is similar to a story that I'm working on right now with the Philippine episode, but I'll get to that a little later. So there are fairies all over the world, not only the ones I mentioned in the episode, but I'll mention like a dozen more or so. So we have the Hoodle folk in Iceland. We have the Isshi in Ireland. We have the Scotland, which was forgot the name of it. I didn't write it down. Anyway, in Japan, France, West Africa, Philippines, Germany, Scandinavia. The Philippines one is a different one. But anyway, I don't know. Your connection is unstable again. I'm just gonna keep going. All right. So we have the Alftanes Highway, which was being built, and it would disturb the elf church, so they had to negotiate with the elves to move the rock so the highway could continue. And the Coffin Children of Scotland. All right. As for the comments, we've got the Nigeria comments, which are from Ava Gold 2309. Thanks for being a repeat commenter. Thanks for telling us what the locals say. They have way more credibility than the destroyers. That is true, but in many cases, it's not very well known, similar to the Indians that are now teaching about Lemuria in their histories, including it as part of the ancient empire. So these days, there's more and more people are interested and want to know about the Benin Walls or the Benin Moat. So they're starting to learn more, but it's not like everybody knows. It's not like that. All right. We got a comment from Matthew Wiki 4351. I know it's a lot of work making these videos, and for that, I appreciate your work. Could we get some Atlantis stuff? Definitely. Atlantis is up here on the map, and I've mentioned it a few times, but I have not made a dedicated episode yet. So that is definitely going to get done. But first, I have to finish the ones I've already started. So the Catspiracy episode is going to be in 7 days from today, which is about interdimensional beings and cats. Everybody loves cats. I have 5 cats. Anyway, the Philippines episode is 75% done, so that will be 2 weeks later after the Catspiracy episode. Hollow Earth, still early stages, but that's okay. The nature episode, which kind of came out of nowhere because I just was inspired, so I did it. So I'm still writing the script, and I've got maybe like 70% of the script done, but it always needs to be fiddled with. So, and in that episode, I will talk finally about the giant mountains that have flat tops that people say are ancient trees, maybe cut down by giants or by an ancient nuclear war or whatever. Anyway, we'll be going over the ancient trees. And my favorite is the grounding. So basically, you just walk barefoot in the grass, the soil, the sand, and the negative ions enter your body like instantly, and then it helps with your stress and makes you be able to sleep easily and many other things. I'll be talking about electroculture. So basically, you put a copper wire in the ground that has like twirls and stuff that I'll mention, and then it will increase your crop yields and deter bugs, and your stuff will be bigger and better. But that's even better used in conjunction with, I didn't write it down, but basically you have the seeds and you put the seeds in your mouth for a couple of minutes, and then apparently your DNA will be like mixed in with the seed, and the seed will grow into something that can more benefit you personally because you have the connection of the DNA saliva on the seed. Oh yeah, it's called programming your plants. Yeah, I did write it down. All right. Communicating with trees, the mycelium network, harnessing telluric currents, and the sun recharging energy fields. Oh, I forgot to talk about the comments from the Fairies episode, but basically there's only one. Ava Gold, thank you again. 2309. That is so cool that the workers moved the sacred rock in Iceland. Yes, very cool. So now I will tell you the Atlantis episode is definitely going to be done. It's a big episode. I don't know if I'll just first talk about the Sahara or do all four, 1, 2, 3, 4 potential locations, but let's just see how it goes for now. So as the fairies episode is reviewing all the fairies of the world, and so I have some fairies in Nigeria. So the Yoruba Iwin. Iwin are forest spirits that resemble glowing children. They are the people of the forest and make time pass differently, similar to the Tikbalang. Anyhow, the elderly warn children not to follow laughter or lights. You may never return the same. It's similar to the Tao Tao Mona that I mentioned in the Continent of Mu episode. and countless other places, as we now know. In Mexico and the Maya area of the world, called the Aluxes, Aluxes, tiny elf like beings who live in the jungle or ancient ruins. Farmers build little houses and offer corn or tobacco so they'll guard their crops. In Turkey, there's the Sinpereleri. Sorry about that. Cinpereleri. Not sure how to pronounce that. Translated as fairy jinn. These spirits live in rock formations, ruins, or near springs. Travelers tell stories of being watched or whispered to in the mountains. In rural parts of Anatolia, mothers still burn herbs or leave milk out to keep them away from infants. I found that pretty interesting. In Indonesia, the Toraja people, Poso Bala, spirit live in the trees and hills. Some Toraja shamans claim to negotiate with them before cutting trees or building homes. They can cause sickness or misfortune if angered. The Native Americans believed in the Choctaw, the Kowi Anu Kasha, translated as forest dwellers. These are small magical people who live in hollow trees or underground. They are tricksters but not evil, stealing small items or leading people astray. But if you leave them gifts, they'll protect you. Sounds similar to the Capre of the Philippines. So anyhow, I've got upcoming episodes. So I've got Catspiracy, which I did introduce, kind of. No, Inner Earth, you know about that. Mysteries of the Philippines, that one's good. So similar to the forbidden, similar to Nigeria's forbidden history. This is basically just the Philippines and find all the conspiracies and just talk about it involving the country as opposed to different stories. So we have the Bohol Pyramids, a volcano portal, sea monsters, the Bakunawa, and others that I don't remember because they're hard to pronounce. Basically, a lot of Aswang. So the Aswang has the Manananggal and the Tikbadal and Tik Sadakat, something like that. Anyway, psychological warfare, the mystical city of Biringan, and there's an enchanted river with mermaids and fairies. Oops, my pages got mixed up. So I've got more comments and a few more fairies. Sorry. All right. So in Spain, in the Basque country, fairies, Lamiak were known to kidnap humans and raise them in magical caves. In Sweden and Norway, trolls were believed to switch their own sickly offspring with human babies. Finland, the Hidet spirit being stole infants during festivals or forest visits. In Italy, there's the alpine fairies called Salvanel or Anguani. So Salvanel or Anguani is Anguane. Took children as repayment for disrespect towards sacred springs. And the reason I did that is because somebody asked me about, yes, in the fairies episode, someone commented, where do the stories of fairies stealing children come from? So the Spain, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Italy, that's answering that question. And there's a few more. The stealing of children is one of the oldest and most widespread in global folklore. In Ireland, the Ouse Sea steal children and replace them with changelings. England and Wales, in Cornwall and Wales, pixies and fair folk lured children into the woods only to return days or years later, unchanged or never return at all. In Germany, a fairy would swap a child with one of their own, a wooden doll, or a lump of clay, enchanted, of course, to appear human. And in the Russia, the Rusalki left behind enchanted logs, same like the enchanted clay that appear human for a certain amount of time. So yeah, that's what's coming up. And I'm not sure if this even worked because for the last 10 minutes it says, warning, your connection is unstable. Please wait while we reconnect. But I've got a backup plan this time. So I've got my microphone here and I turned on the camera. So if this doesn't work, then I'll just post it and you'll still see everything. So, as always, uncovering the truth, one conspiracy at a time. See you next week on the White Rabbit YouTube channel. And to you, thank you for watching this very strange episode. Ha ha ha.